What's good, Ernie?
If Brady won 7 times, it probably win again. Damn. If Brady won 7 times, it probably win again. Okay. We won a Super Bowl, we about to spin again. I got all this sniper money like when I'm spinning in. You was not my main girl, you was just my friend.
Damn, bro, you missed. You better spin again. Call me Devin White, I'm about to hit your shit.
Call me Carl Davis, I'm finna pick your shit.
Shit, Barrett in the cut.
He finna blitz your shit. Ryan suck up the goal, he won't miss this kick. It's your boy Craig 1K with the Keepin It 1K podcast. We here to talk Buccaneers football and all things NFL as we always do. If you like the video, and even if you don't like the video, just like the damn video, comment and subscribe. You're going to be pleased every week when I drop this football knowledge to you. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, despite having one of the worst defenses in the National Football League, despite having the world on their back, the world on their shoulders, despite our secondary being eradicated by injuries, despite everything, we are 5-1. You can't take that away from us. You have to be tremendously proud of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the obstacles and the challenges that they are facing. Now, I got to be honest with you. I knew Tom Brady was the GOAT. I always knew Brady was the GOAT. I mean, just the things Brady does makes him the GOAT. The way he plays the game, the way he wins. But this is getting ridiculous. Tom Brady is the best quarterback in the NFL at age 44. And people will say, oh, what about Josh Allen? And, oh, what about Baker Mayfield? Well, I wouldn't put Baker Mayfield in there. But what about Justin Herbert? What about Lamar Jackson? What about Patrick Mahomes? The rings, the will to drive. I've watched Patrick Mahomes drop some games that Brady would have won. The Chiefs game, for instance, that against the Chargers that they dropped. Brady would have won that game. I look at Josh Allen taking an L against a horrible Pittsburgh Steelers team. Brady would have won that game. I look at Justin Herbert losing to the Dallas Cowboys. Brady would have won that game, and he did win that game. Tom Brady is the best quarterback. He's leading the league in passing yards, and as we speak right now, he's leading the league in touchdowns. It may change because he played on a Thursday night, and the rest of the teams are going to play on Sunday. But as of right now, he's leading in both categories, and at age 44, that is absolutely fantastic. Now, don't get me wrong. The team itself around Brady is one of the reasons that it's doing good. I mean, this offense is loaded. Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Scotty Miller, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard, things of that nature. So this team is stacked. But again, Jameis had majority of these weapons and it didn't do anything with them. It takes a good quarterback to utilize these weapons in the correct way. And luckily, from the football gods, we got Tom Brady. Now, I didn't go over the Dolphins game in great detail, but the reason that I didn't go over the Dolphins game in great detail is because Miami was blown out by the Buccaneers. I believe it was 45-17. They got an ass whooping served on them. They didn't match up with the team good. Brady already knew the defense in and out. It was a pretty big ass whooping when AB went off. Mike Evans, 2 touchdowns. AB, 2 touchdowns. Everybody was, you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, you get a, it was Oprah in the damn on the field. You feel me? So it was a fantastic game. I didn't really need to go into depth because Brady did just what Brady likes to do, and that's motherfucking win because it's Tom Brady. He ain't going to lose no game. He ain't going to lose no game he's supposed to win. He'll lose a couple. But if he lose them games, I bet you the next week he coming back with a vengeance because that's what Tom Brady does. What I want to do is break down this game Thursday night that showed us who the Bucs were. On a short week, little rest, people dinged up and injured, Levante David going, what were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to do? Were they going to come out with a bang or were they going to lay an L against the Philadelphia Eagles? It was a good game. I'm going to break down 2 positives and some 2 negatives with the game. And I always like to start with the positive first because that's just how I am. Now, 2 positives. One, I gotta say, O.J. Howard, he stepped up a lot this game. With Rob Gronkowski done with the broken ribs, and he's gonna be done for a couple more weeks. Hopefully, we can get him back, sooner than that. O.J. Howard unleashed his full potential that Thursday night football game. We drafted O.J. Howard over Dalvin Cook, and I was pretty upset about that. I was vocal about it, not due to O.J. Howard or anything with him, but it was honestly just due to, I want to say, the need for running back at the time. I wasn't a big believer in Doug Martin after a while. I wasn't a fan after his couple of good years, I saw right through it. His body was broken down and damaged. They used him too much. But with that being said, O.J. Howard stepped up. He got a touchdown, had a decent amount of yards. He was really in the game. He came up when Brady needed him, when the pressure was folding, because the interior pressure was getting after Brady on this game. But when you got Fletcher Cox, that's something that you have to watch out for. So I liked what O.J. Howard did this game. I think he can continue to get better. I think he's still a little injured. And once the season progresses, O.J. Howard could be a legitimate threat in this offense. And I know he's on his fifth-year option. And he's a free agent after this year. But if he continues to get better, if we can afford him, just imagine bringing Rob Gronkowski and O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate into the fold again and everybody at their full potential. It can be a very big deal if we can get all three of them back. So O.J. Howard played a fantastic game against the Philadelphia Eagles, and I want to give him player of the game. Another player I'm giving player of the game to, Leonard Fournette. Who the hell told you to run that rock like that? Who the hell told you to run that rock like that? The way you shaking, the way you twisting, the way you outright just made a motherfucker fall on their knees. The way you was moving in that hole, hitting that hole. You hit that hole like that hole did something to you. You was mad at that hole, Leonard Fournette. I'm going to tell you something. Leonard Fournette played absolutely outstanding. 89 yards rushing, over 100 yards of scrimmage, 2 touchdowns. It was a fantastic showing from Leonard Fournette. And now the running back competition, which was here, and Rojo was there, and Leonard was kind of there. This is where, I don't know. Rojo, I love you. I hope you stay on this team for a long time to come. But ever since that Dallas Cowboy game, my boy Rojo just hasn't been in the game like that. And I hope he gets back because I want to keep Rojo. But as of right now, Leonard Fournette, you're the starting back. We're proud of you. The way you played, the way you carried that flag, that Buccaneer flag on your back this game. We can't just go out there every game and put up 40 points because the way our defense looks, some of those teams are going to shred us and put it back like the Bills. So Leonard Fournette, something like that. Leonard Fournette changing the pace of the game, the way he's running, the way he's hitting the holes. It slims the clock down, and it gives us a chance to win some of those games that we would struggle with the way our defense, because what happens is defense gets more rest. They're not on the field as much with a shootout with Brady throwing the touchdown, and then, for instance, Josh Allen throwing the touchdown. It gets a little bit to be too much, and our defense messes up just a tad bit more than their defense, and that's how they win. So with this new Leonard Fournette, this new number 7 running his ball and toting his ball, the clock just goes all the way down. And if you can get the run game going in a Bruce Arians offense, get the run game going, because Bruce Arians doesn't usually rush the ball. The rush numbers are usually average. Bruce Arians' offense is like 29th. Rushing wise, passing wise, of course, it's always good because he likes to sling the ball like he's giving away, free food, and that's okay. So we got that under control, the clock game under control. This is how we tough out those games against teams that are equal to us, like the Bills or the Ravens or, teams like that. We go in a shootout every game, you're not going to win some. So Leonard Fournette is absolutely becoming an asset to this football team. He is also coming an asset to this organization. And I'm not going to lie, I'm coming around to Leonard Fournette. I loved him in Jacksonville. He had 1,800 yards the year he got cut. And I'm like, why would the Jaguars cut him when he's played such tremendous football? But hey, the Jaguars are idiots, and so is Tom Coughlin and Doug Marrone. So I should have expected that from the Jaguars organization. But we'll take them. That's beyond the fact. 2 positives on defense. I want to say that Vita Vea has been playing absolutely good football. He's the reason that nobody can run on us. Miles Sanders broke a couple in the fourth quarter against our Tampa Bay run defense, which is number 1 in the league. But we were in man defense, so it wasn't really a testament of, Miles Sanders is just running so great on this Bucs defense. It's more he picked the right time to run because we didn't have anyone in the box. So with that being said, Vita Vea is silently a monster. He ain't too loud, but when he's on that field, his presence is felt. I'm so glad we got Vita Vea. I'm so glad he's a part of this team. I'm so glad that him and Sue are on that line. So you ain't running past Vita. Vita Vea, this big. Ndamukong and Sue, this big. Them some big jokers out there. You think Miles Sanders and all these running backs finna just run up the middle? Oh, no, you ain't doing that. And then you come around the edge and JPP ready with a club in your face ready to knock you in your head. You ain't doing nothing against this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. It's just not happening up front. And our linebackers are top linebackers in the league. Levante David, he is out with an injury, of course. Devin White and Shaq Barrett, get out of here. You ain't doing nothing on that. And we run a 3-4 defense, so we usually have four Shaq Barrett and JPP out there, and Devin White and Levante David. So it's a defense that fits the players we have. It's ferocious. It's Todd Bowles, that front seven. So they really could all get game balls because they held us in the game, of course, with our secondary and Richard Sherman even going down, which was something sad to see. But that's what happens when you get a player that was sitting on the couch the whole 9 yards or whatnot, and decided to come and play in the NFL, even though he hadn't trained, and he had to step up, he had to be a team player, and he did so, and he injured himself, so we're hoping he gets better, and we're sending prayers out to Richard Sherman. Defensively, Jamel Dean, don't make a scene, it's just Dean, don't make a scene, it's just Dean, Jamel Dean, you are back. Now, I always get slack when I go to the barbershop, when I'm talking to my friends, people that play football. I just don't think Dean is that good. I like Dean. I like Jamel Dean. I feel like you got 3 tiers of a corner. You got a corner C. Now, corner C is just the worst corner you could ever imagine that just sucks. I would put Vernon Hargraves in that category when he played for us. Just a cornerback that you knew was horrible and couldn't play. Then you got the Bs, the cornerback that they get done in from time to time. But for the majority, they do their job. I put Dean there. I think Jamel Dean is usually doing his job to the best of his ability. He's usually always in coverage. He gets caught lacking or just looking a little bit too late a couple of times, a penalty here or there, but I put him in a B plus category. And then A is just your lockdown corner. They're not going to fail, but every handful of a time, and it's rare in the season that they get caught lacking. Like Carlton Davis, for instance, played a good season last year, our Super Bowl run, except for that one game against Tyreek Hill. For the most part, he's a shutdown corner. Carlton Davis is somewhere I would put there. And so the fact that people think, get rid of Dean. What is getting rid of Dean going to do for the defense when Dean is one of the best playmakers we have on the team? We're not getting rid of Dean or Davis. Both of them should be re-signed, and we have our starting lineup for the corners. And, if Dean falls off later along the line, you draft people that can fill in for him until he gets back better to what he should be. But I don't think you get rid of Jamel Dean. I think he's been playing an absolutely fantastic game. He's been playing physical. He got the penalty, but it happens. I like Dean. I'm giving him a game ball. Jamel Dean from Auburn. I believe he was a 3rd-round pick. And people have to realize that this is his 3rd year, and he's playing cornerback, and he's still continuing to learn new things and get better. So give it some time on Jamel Dean. I'm going to go ahead and give him an A for the game. I know he had a big penalty, but for the most part after that, it was just good to see good cornerback play. He was everywhere they needed to be. Ross Cockrell, you also get a mini shout out. You were on your A game to this game, Ross Cockrell. I grilled you. Everybody knows how I've been feeling about Ross Cockrell. But Cockrell did a tremendous job, so shout out to Ross Cockrell. Now, keeping it 1K, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles weren't that big of a challenge. I'm going to keep it real 1K with you. We were going to beat them regardless. And I'll also keep it 1K in saying that I don't see what Jalen Hurts is capable of. I don't see it. He can't throw. He cannot throw. And if you think that Jalen Hurts is going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, they're going to have to build a team for him. He is not going to go into a team and just be a traditional quarterback. They got to do what they did with Lamar Jackson. Remember how when Lamar Jackson came into the league, everybody said, he can't throw, he can't throw, he could not throw for the first couple years. John Harbaugh, being the good coach that he is, built a team that fit him. Now watch Lamar Jackson take off to different heights. Now watch him play good football. Now watch him be the change and the leader that everybody needed to be. He needs a team around him. That team ain't for Hurts. Hurts had 69 yards at one point through the first 3 quarters until a couple of fluky defensive calls and that horrific call for Tom Brady to go for it on 4th down, and then the interception, of course, gave them a little bit of life. Hurts needs some help. They need to get a good old line. They need to get, go back to the spread offense or whatever they ran at Oklahoma, college offense, because he's having a hard time just sitting there dry. He's missing wide receivers that are wide open. That's not his type of T. He's not a traditional drop back quarterback. He can throw. He can throw a little bit, but utilize those legs, and Philadelphia fans will be excited for what Jalen Hurts can bring to this football team. Folks, we're 5-1. Nobody believed in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year, and they really don't believe in us this year. But we're 5-1. Quietly, the Buccaneers are one of the best, if not the best, teams in the NFL. It doesn't stop here. We got a game against Chicago, you guys. And Chicago's a tough team defensively. Khalil Mack, Eddie Jackson, Leonard Floyd. They got some. I don't even know if Leonard Floyd still plays there. They got some good pieces on that team. Mooney, Darrell Mooney over there on offense. Allen Robinson. Couple of things. I mean, I'm not really scared of Chicago, because one thing about it, we got number 12. You see what I rep. I rep that Brady Tom. You feel me? That Tom Brady life. So I'm never scared of an opposing team. But we just got to take it one step at a time. If we win this game, then we go to New Orleans to play Jameis Winston and the Saints. And that's going to be the game everybody wants to see. How can Jameis lead that team? Big prediction, Devin White finna knock his ass out. But that's beside the point. I don't know. I don't know how the rest of the season is going to fold, but I know one thing. As long as you're a Buccaneers fan, we will be in the playoffs this year. Ain't that right, Derek? Hell yeah, that's right. You feel me? Bad players of the game, because we have to be fair on the Keeping It 1K podcast. And I got to call out somebody who I never wanted to call out, who I always loved, because he came in the league with such a chip on his shoulder, such a big learning curve, and he did it, and he played at a high level once he figured everything out. Alex Kappa. I be getting on Donovan Smith's ass, so it's only right if I get on your ass too. Alex Kappa, you were getting dogged up in that damn O-line today. You were letting the Eagles D-line mess your world up. You got to stand tall for your quarterback, you feel me? You got to stand tall, give him a couple more seconds, because a lot of them throws was off because the interior pass rush of the Philadelphia Eagles by Fletcher Cox and the other guy, I forgot his name, was damn near perfect, and they were getting all up in his face, and we can't have our quarterback, who is almost as old as my father, on the ground. We need to have him standing up. So Alex Kappa, I'm not knocking you. You've been a tremendous part of this football team. Get the shit together, because I'm going to keep it 1K. It's contract year, and if you want to be back here, you can't have a bad game like that again. I believe you're going to get it together, though, because I'm a Buccaneers fan through and through, and I know the real Alex Kappa. What was on that damn field on Thursday night wasn't the real Alex Kappa. That shit wasn't real at all. That wasn't the real Alex Kappa. Get it together. You're going to be good. Defensively, D. Delaney stepped in, did a pretty good job. Pierre Desser had to come in there. He did a pretty good job. Dean did an outstanding job, with the exception of that horrific penalty. I think defensively we will get better as time comes, as time goes, as we get more experienced and more in depth, and everybody learns each other. Richard Sherman, Carlton Davis, all the boys come back. We're going to be a pretty good football team, so I'm not really worried about that. The most important thing is to keep your eyes on the prize, and in order to win the Super Bowl, you have to keep on winning games. It's your boy Craig 1K with the Keeping It 1K podcast. I hope you liked everything. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. We going to the Super Bowl. We going to the Super Bowl. We finna win the Super Bowl again. It's Brady and his bitch. We finna win. Yeah, we finna win the Super Bowl again. Yeah, okay. But in all jokes aside, check out the next video. It will be dropping. Turn on the damn subscription so you can see when it drops, so you can see us turn up about this Tampa Bay Buccaneers football team. It's your boy Craig 1K, and I am out.